Hey everybody, let's find our seats. Welcome to the Division I meeting for June. You're going to have to stand up and show that shirt in just a minute based off of one of our guests. All right. Cole, can you guys come on and join our meeting, please, sir? So welcome everybody. Glad everybody is here. Thanks for taking some time out on this Saturday to come join us. Want to run down a couple of things right now to get us, and then we'll get into the meat of our meeting. First off, Mr. Crumpton, would you want to welcome everybody to the Texas Western and thank you for hosting us again?
Sure. Has anybody not been to the Texas Western Club before? Is this your first time? Anybody? We're all veterans. Okay, good. Welcome back. We're glad you're here. Just a reminder, Mike always sends it out on his Division I meeting reminders. After every Division I meeting here, we have open run for the rest of the afternoon. So if you have locomotives that you want to run, or you want to do some programming, we've got 2 DCC programming stations up here, 1 DC track over here in case you're trying to see if something runs before you put the money into it to do a DCC conversion. So we've got good facilities here. We love our club. We're glad that you're here. Just remember, when you're here, this is your club too. Please take advantage of all the things that we have for you. One more thing. At the last division meeting, we showed you some items over here to my left that belong to John Callison. He was one of our longtime members and unfortunately passed away about a year and a half ago. We miss John terribly. His wife has given all these things to us to sell, and when the sale is done, we're going to divide the money with her. She's graciously agreed to do that, wants to help donate back to the club. What you see here is what we have left. The prices that are marked, half price off of whatever is marked on those boxes. If you see something that you've just got to have and maybe half price doesn't tickle you a little bit, make us an offer. Make us an offer. No reasonable offer would be refused. We just like to see these items go to a good home. So take, and hopefully you'll find something that's a treasure you just can't live without. Mr. Mackey, back to you.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome. By the way, you guys may have noticed it's a little brighter up here. I wore my cap so the shine won't reflect into your eyes today. The Texas Western upgraded all of their lights to the new T5s. Is that right? T8s.
LED.
I never know which T number it is.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, all LED lights in the fluorescent fixtures. So we've got extra lights up here now and everything else. I will also let you know that in honor of today's hot dog cookout, the Texas Western and Division I have gone in halvesies on a new gas grill that will be here for us to use and for them to use ongoing for perpetual care, and unless the grill runs out of gas or falls into disrepair. But hopefully that's not going to happen. Mr. Brannon took care of procuring that for us so that we have ample way of cooking our hot dogs. So thank you, Dick. Appreciate that. All right. And we've got plenty of food for everybody. Trapper, yeah, I was fixing to ask you, how many are we looking at? He's doing a counting heads right now. Yeah, 30 right now. Okay. I'm sure more people are going to be arriving here shortly, so that's good. And I think he bought hot dogs for like 75. So everybody will have a couple of hot dogs and everybody's in good shape. So everything's there. Just like David said, don't forget we're going to have open run this afternoon. And we're also going to be running some trains during the hot dog section of our meeting. So you'll be able to check and see some of the work they've been doing up here. Just as an update, Mr. Zink, Since you're kind of the construction manager on this project back here, what are we looking at as far as completion dates and things like that for the Texas Western? What's the status and how are you working on that?
Right now, basically, you can run on the entire layout.
Okay.
On a personal note, I just finished all the track work in the steel mill, and it works.
Okay.
The Houston area is under construction. We're hoping that we'll have that within 2 months. The Dallas Union Terminal is basically a facsimile that looks really nice. That's there. We don't have a real building for that yet because nobody makes one, and it's going to be a long process to get one or scratch build one. But there is a facsimile there. That track work works. The stuff up here, the track work all works. We're finding new places to put more switching opportunities into, stuff like that.
What about ballasting and things like that? Where are we on that?
That's an ongoing process. My area is probably the next to get its rails painted and the track ballasted. Over in the Houston area, down on the bottom, the Cheney Yard is ballasted and scenic. We've been adding scenery, grass and weeds and things like that to various places along the way. The GM plant is virtually 100% finished, thanks to Jay Water.
Looks great.
Job. Really cool. That's pretty much where we are. We've got a lot of buildings that we can set on the layout when we need to, and when we're ready for it. And actually, I think there's very little building construction that has to happen because we've got so many buildings in that room over there.
Right.
So
When are you anticipating to start to give it a more finished look with the buildings in place that not be moved off?
I'm hoping that that will happen by the end of the year.
End of the year.
Yeah, and by then we should have fascia up around everything, and fingers crossed, we might be able to start operations by that time.
Okay, so a little challenge for you. The second week of September, second weekend of September, a gentleman by the name of Dan Munson is coming down here for from Kansas City to shoot layouts for the week.
Yeah.
If you thought that you could have 8 or 10 scenic vignettes completed by that time, we might could get him to do an article about the Texas Western to put into either Model Railroad Craftsman or the NMRA magazine to promote the 23 convention. All right, so you've got 60, 90 days.
Yeah, that's a challenge.
That's the reason I said it's a challenge. So I'm throwing it out there, but if you and David want to put your heads together with the rest of the club and try to let me know whether or not you want me to try to get you guys scheduled in on that. He's shooting a layout in the morning and a layout in the evening.
We talked about that at our last business meeting 2 weeks ago.
And
so everybody's aware, they're challenged. We have definite owners of different areas, and they've been challenged to step it up and get more.
Okay. I'll leave at least 2 weeks ahead of time. Okay? All right. We've got a very distinguished guest with us today, joining us remotely from Scotland. I want to introduce our illustrious leader, Gordon Robinson. You can unmute yourself there, Gordy. He's already on that. Thank you, Gordy. Hey. Welcome to our meeting.
Hey, good afternoon or good morning, everybody. Where's the distinguished guest?
I'm sorry?
Who's this distinguished guest?
That would be you. That would be you. But we also have somebody else here that is wearing a shirt. He didn't know you were going to come. I didn't know he was going to wear the shirt, but I think we need to acknowledge this. Okay. So if you don't mind, and Joe, would you put the camera on this young man, please, so that Gordy can see very well?
Oh, I hope there's a kilt to go with the shirt.
No kilt today, but maybe you can help us with that whenever we see you. Next time we see you, I guess the next time I'll see you will be in St. Louis.
Well, I'm hoping the next time I see all of you guys will be in St. Louis as well. So,
And so I figured you'd want to say something about that. And so we've already got the St. Louis website queued up for you in anticipation of that. Hang on just a second.
ta-da. This is like, I feel like a magician at the minute. Like there's some kind of magic moment going to happen. Here we go.
Yep. Our AV technician is working feverishly behind the scenes here. There we go.
There we go.
All right.
All right. So just to say to everybody that thanks to federal changes yesterday, I can confirm my attendance at Gateway 22, COVID or no COVID. And I just want to encourage everyone to consider going up to St. Louis for the convention. There's some really good prototype tours. One there is the Terminal Railroad down in St. Louis. It's an opportunity that you wouldn't otherwise get. It's going to be similar to some of the tours in Texas. I know next year you guys have got the National Convention and Train Show right on your doorstep, but it's good to go and see what it's all about. Go and take part. See layouts in a different part of the country, meet with some of the folks, and even if you can only do for a few of the days that it's actually taking place. One of the surprises I can let you guys in on, just because I'm nice like that, is that there was going to be some empty space in the hotel. So I don't like empty, wasted space. So I've organised for the return of the Ops Roadshow, Gordy style, so it's in N scale, I'm afraid, but I'm going to go to the Dollar Tree and get some magnifying glasses for y'all. But there'll be a layout available, a Fremo layout that you will be able to book operating sessions on from Sunday all the way through to Friday. I still can't confirm how big the layout's going to be because next week in Nashville, it's the N scale convention. And I know there's a few guys signing up there to bring their modules. There's guys coming in from California, from the East Coast as well, all going into St. Louis to set this up for me. It's in a 100-foot by 114-foot room, so it'll be pretty spectacular. That's a big room for N scale. But in addition to that, all the usual stuff will be going on, modeling with the masters, loads of clinics, loads of tours, loads of non-rail activity. If you're into that kind of thing. I do. I may disappear myself. You may find me with a sewing machine at some point, but just for a break from the trains. But yeah, we really want to just encourage you guys to consider having a trip up to St. Louis for either the whole event or just for a couple of days. But I also just more national stuff. Also want to encourage you, if you've not already done so, to download the NMRA digital magazine app. 1,400 people have done so as of the end of April, so I need a figure for the end of May. I suppose it's June now, but I've been away in Indianapolis. So yeah, it's going, it's good. I hope you download it. Keep an eye on things that are going on because there'll be a new digital tool for every member of the NMRA coming out in August. It'll also be for use at division level as well. So lots of things are happening. But as always, if any of you guys have any questions for me or have anything that you hear and you want to clarify it, you can always drop me an email, and whenever I can, I'll continue to come and drop into your meetings and say hello, just to see how you're doing and to see if we've managed to get anyone a kilt. I think that's going to be the thing now for Division 1. All right. Prizes. I think you would extra hot dogs for that.
I am a member of the Mackay clan.
So where's your kilt?
I don't have one. I thought you were handling that for me.
I can handle that for you for next year. I'm thinking cowboy boots and kilts is the way to
go. There you go.
For 23.
That's what I'm thinking, buddy. All right.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I wanted to jump in and mention something about the app, okay? For iPhone users, the app is free, okay? Since for Android users, that's a Google thing, right? For Androids. So Gordy, come back to Gordy. Hang on a second. We're bringing you back up on screen. All right. So Gordy, can you give us an explanation of the circumstances surrounding the Android app and the slight fee that has to be charged?
Yeah, I can. So I can, but it frustrates me. So if I start getting frustrated, I'm frustrated with the Californian corporation known as Alphabet, or Google, as it's more commonly known. Unfortunately, they refuse any app that has the ability to charge for anything in it has to be charged for. And annoyingly, outside of the United States, the Android app is free. But you should be able to download it and log into it, and you'll be able to see all of the things that you can see. If you download it and it's saying pay for an individual issue, do not do that. That's because you're not logged into the app. So you need to click on the little person at the top right-hand corner of the app and create yourself an account using the email address that's on file with the NMRA. So the same email address you used to log into the NMRA.org site, and that'll give you access to the entire library. One of the cool things, I don't buy fruit-based products, so I don't know what the Apple app actually does. I've never seen it, but the Android app will actually talk to you. So I now have it talking to me in the background while I'm working on the layout and reading the articles to me. It's a very robotic voice. I have said there needs to be an improvement there, that the president's car needs to be in my voice, but you've met me enough times to be able to read that now.
We still wouldn't be able to understand it. It wouldn't be able to understand that either.
You should see the original drafts that I send through to the editors that are full of Scottish words, and then they take all that out for me and convert it into American English. So, but yeah, unfortunately, I believe there is a little bit of a charge there. We've tried to work with the supplier. The issue is for the NMRA to bespoke its own app would cost a fortune, as I'm sure people that work in technology fields can appreciate. So we've had to use the same app that Time Magazine use. They want to sell their product and we don't. And so it leads us to have some compromises. But we do believe that there'll be an upgrade to that app next year in 23 that will allow us to remove all charges from Google, but it needs a complete rewrite, unfortunately, because of the way Google is set up. So I apologize if anyone's being charged. I think it's only 49 cents though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's nominal, but
yeah,
but there is a slight charge. Okay.
If you come to St. Louis, all right, if you come to St. Louis and show me that you've had to pay 49 cents, I will buy you a beer and give you 49 cents back. All right.
Sweet.
That's my offer. All right. So so there you go.
Perfect.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Gordy. We appreciate it. Thanks for joining us, taking the time out of your schedule to join us and be a part of our division. We sure appreciate it all the time.
All right. Thank you for the welcome, guys. Enjoy the hot dogs. I'm very jealous. It's raining and there's 60-mile-an-hour winds here today, so it's a lovely summer day. So
okay, cool.
I'm very jealous. It's not a barbecue weather. And
by the way, you did not speak to me in terms of layered this morning. You didn't greet me accordingly.
You've not got your kilt on, boy.
That's true. That's true. All right. That's true. So in case you were wondering what that's about, I have not mentioned it to everybody within the room, but only certain people here. My son gave me a plot of land, 1 square foot of land in Scotland for Christmas last year. And I called Gordy on the day that I got it on Christmas. And I said, you will now refer to me in my proper title from this on as Laird Mackey, because I've got the documentation that's signed by the Queen that says that as a Scottish landowner, I am now a laird and I am due the rights and privileges of lairdship in Scotland. It actually says lordship, but in Scotland it's laird. So the minute I said, you will now address me accordingly, Gordy says, so somebody bought you a square foot of land over here, did they? He knew exactly. He's offered to go and have his dog water it for me. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I've asked him if he would go dig a moat around it for me so that I could, anyway.
He gets his dog there.
That's right. That's it. So Anyway, Dave Steckler, have you joined us this morning? Where are you, Dave? Dave's not here yet? Okay, cool. Unable to make it. Okay, all right. For those of you who still are not receiving emails from the division, would you please send me an email so that I can accumulate a list on this? We're still working through that. After the meeting last month, he sent out a test email. If you did not receive a test email, if you did not receive an email to this meeting, talking about this meeting, please ping me back, okay? And we will work through the problem. But I will promise you, the majority of the people are getting the emails. They're going out. They're not bouncing. And we're using the same email address that the NMRA is using on your membership. So if you're not getting it, it's got to be something that we can work through on your end, which we will take the time to do. But it's something on your end, on your mail processing tool, whether it be Outlook or Thunderbird or whatever you're using to process your mail, but we'll get it fixed, okay? So if you're not getting that, please ping me back and let's get the problem solved. I want to bring up on in 2 weeks, okay, June 25th, the Railway Prototype Modelers are having their second annual Red River Railway Prototype Modelers meet. Starts at 10 o'clock right down the street at the Forest Hill Civic Center, Convention Center. Right down off of Wichita. No, it's west of here. It's west of here. Wichita is that way. That's north. It's over there. Okay. So 10 o'clock, we are hoping to have, and we will have, an NMRA membership booth at the RPM meet. We're seeking volunteers to help man that. Is Mike Ross here yet? No. He is not. Okay. Mr. Kaiser, would you raise your hand? Everybody, this is Ken Kaiser. He is our regional membership chair. He is going to be working and helping coordinate that booth. Mr. Mahan, do you have extra volunteer sign-up sheets that you could loan him one? I do. Okay. If you could get Ken a volunteer sign-up sheet, we need people to help us man that booth during the RPM show. Okay. Couple of hours, just hang out, talk to people. It's going to be next to the poly printer booth. So we'll all be NMRA people all in that corner, and we'll all just hang out and talk to each other. But we want to try to increase our membership, okay? We need to really push hard to get membership up in Division 1. I'd really like for us to see 200 people in Division 1 by the end of the year. I don't think Division 1's ever had 200 people in it. I think that's a strong goal for us. I think it's very achievable. We're currently bouncing around the 180 mark. There's no reason we can't draw in 20 new members in the next 6 months. That's an easy task if we all just kind of buckle down, talk to our friends, and get them to sign up. I know that the Denton Area Model Railroad Club is a prime source for new members, correct? Okay, so we really need to strive and try to get some new members out of that club, out of any place else that we can try to find them. One of the things that I really want to do in the next 12 months is, in association with Mr. Kaiser and Dr. Ross, is put together a schedule, a bona fide schedule of membership booth opportunities, whether it's National Train Day, whether it's library days, whatever we can do, but schedule these ongoing membership drive opportunities on a monthly basis. We missed one at 24 Hours of Saginaw, only because I didn't think about it in time and we didn't have it on the schedule. We want to, and this is what prompted me to do that. There's Dr. Ross right there. Okay. So we're talking about membership drives and getting a schedule put together for the next 12 months of those things so that we're not reacting at the last minute and we can always push forward to get some new members. So we want to get that done. Registration for the 2023 convention. Mr. Lysing, can you give us some updates on what's going on with that software and our registration software, please?
As of this upcoming Monday, we will have our first segment of the training process. That will involve several sessions. We're dealing with some IT people, so it should go pretty quickly and smoothly. And once all of that is done, we'll have all the information programmed in there, and we will go live.
What are you looking at time-wise to go live? 2 weeks after the training starts?
No, we're dealing with people's work schedules, so it's a little bit of a challenge getting everybody coordinated together. Realistically, we're probably looking at 6 to 8 weeks.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time, but they want us to get trained on the software and then have the opportunity to play with it so that everything falls into place. So there's going to be a break between each training session.
So Donna and I would like to volunteer to be the first two to sign up and be the first guinea pigs to go through the training of the registration process, please. If you can help arrange that. Yeah. Okay. And then what's going to happen after that is once we open registration, I will send out an email to all of our leadership team and followed by that by our clinicians. So we're going to ask everybody that's a clinician and a part of the leadership team to go ahead and register. As part of the leadership team and clinician team, you will have the opportunity to register at a discounted rate. Okay. That also helps the convention by putting money in the coffers for the convention so that we can continue to do other things that we need to do for the convention. Joe, if you can, I would need to get with you this coming week. We need to get those signs done for the pop-up sign and stuff like that. And we probably need to go to Fast Signs or somewhere together, okay, in case they ask for a deposit so you can bring the checkbook with you, okay? All right.
Discounts for the committee, you will be provided a one-time use code. Make sure to use that if you're on the convention committee, and that'll get you the savings for registration.
That's it. Normal registration is going to be $165. Clinicians and staff get to come to the convention for $100. So it's a substantial savings, but we hope everybody starts to help and participate and make the convention that much better. Okay, so that'll be really great. Let's see. Also, the convention gives you AP volunteer points. Now, there's a lot of folks in this room. Cole and I were talking last weekend when he was helping me work on the layout. Thank you again, Cole, for that. But I think Cole is like 2 months away from having all of the points needed for his AP cert for volunteer, okay? Mr. Gradke is in the same boat. There's a ton of people who don't have their volunteer cert that is working on this convention or you can earn it very rapidly by working on a national event. So please step up, fill out that paperwork. Trapper's another one. Trapper's almost got his AP cert for volunteer and he didn't even realize it. So, and David, you're another one, okay? So we've got a lot of people that can turn in their volunteer paperwork. If you have not already volunteered and would like to help with the convention at a worker bee level, we got to have a lot of worker bees, okay? A 4-hour shift here, working over here on this day, doing this, that, and the other. Please. Chris Mahan, please raise your hand right back here in the back. Okay. Please go raise it again. There you go. Okay. Go see Chris and let him put you on the volunteer list. Okay. So we can always use people to help. If it's nothing more than sit at a concierge booth and answer questions about where can I go find a good Mexican food restaurant close to the hotel, things like that. I mean, it's simple stuff, guys, but we need manpower to do that. So please think about that and try to help. Okay, yes, sir.
And if I could reiterate, it's not the duration necessarily of the convention. It's not for a full day. Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. It could be an hour or 2, 4 hours. Still allows you the opportunity to enjoy the convention.
Absolutely. We're not asking you to give up your entire convention for this. We're just asking for some help to help put it on. Okay. Yes, Ken.
They check their tickets.
Yeah.
It's only half a day, morning or afternoon, but we need a bunch of people.
Yeah. And
And some people-
that's quick and easy. Okay. Yeah. As soon as the buses leave, you're done. You know, if you're helping put people on the bus, checking their tickets, this, that, and the other, just help organize the dispatch of those buses. You're in and out in 3 hours. So that kind of thing. Okay. So we need that. Now, here's the other thing. Okay. We also need people to help as bus captains to ride along on the bus. I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said.
Just say we need them.
Okay. All right.
Nothing
I don't
wrong.
know what the bus captain's job is going to be at this point, but we will need some people to help with that, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. Yes, Chris.
For all you guys who are gonna come to the convention, if your wives are coming to the convention, my wife has asked, for non-rail tour, people to be on those buses, to take those people around. So please think about that too. You know, there's the non-rail tours and we have to have people for that too.
Okay, cool. And Christina Mason, please, Christina, raise your hand. Christina is helping with the tours for non-rail. And she's kind of helping coordinate that whole thing. So if you want to know more about that and some of the stuff that we're doing, please talk to Christina. All right. All right. Let's see. Show and tell. First off, Mr. Crumpton, do you have your phone with you? Do you have a timer on your phone?
I do.
Would you set that timer for 4 minutes from the time that the person starts talking? And when the buzzer goes off, that's their signal that their allotted time has been taken care of. Okay? All right. Who's got something for show and tell? Russell, come forward.
Facebook deal, I bought a JV bridge kit. I bought it about a year ago. Glad to get it, open it up, started working on it about 2 weeks ago. Half the wood's not there. So I ended up going to hobby shop and buying about $40 more lumber.
How many MBWs are on that?
What?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nut bolt washer castings.
I'm done. Yeah, I'm not completely finished with it.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah, no, this is it's just about the stage I'm going to put it until I put it on the layout because I still have to cut down to make it fit where I want it to go.
Okay, so can I share something?
Sure.
Okay. So for every NBW nut bolt washer that would hold the boards together on the front, there's also a matching one on the back.
Right. Fortunately, you won't see the back of it. It's kind of kind of against the wall. But this has all been done. I built the jig, made all the pieces, and gluing is like crazy on this thing. The big tip I'd say is keep your hands clean because the glue gets on your fingertips. It's going because you have to take your knife. You got to clean every joint when you glue them together.
Yep.
This was all kind of put together, and I used 3 different colors of India ink and alcohol to do this thing, and a little bit of powder on it, pigment powder. That's just where I'm at with it right now. Kind of makes the layout. We'll have the nut bolt washers on it, and a lot more detail. The fire barrels have still got to go on it.
And did you know that surprisingly enough, most bridges didn't have the fire barrels.
So yeah, so I've looked at several different of these bridges. There's 100 different styles.
Yep.
I just kind of like this one the best. It's going to work best for what we're doing. This is very similar to what few that are up in South Dakota. This is kind of what they look like.
That's a deep canyon.
Yeah, there's some around in the name of the valley right now. Spearfish Canyon. There's some areas like this in Spearfish Canyon. They use a lot of pine and a lot of stuff like that because that's what was available up in that area.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it's made out of. The initial stain was very light. Then it was a light brown. Then I went to sepia brown, then black, and then came back with kind of an earth color and a black color on pigment powders. But that's where it's going to sit until it's ready to go into the layout. Then once it's all done, it'll be dull coated.
Cool. Very good.
And we got our layout framing done on our new layout, so we're getting it.
Cool. And I think I saw a picture of some clouds that your lovely wife has been painting too.
The clouds turned out well. I found out that I could make a living off of the clouds. There's a couple of things on Facebook they're on. Over 600 people have just thought the clouds were just awesome.
Sweet.
A lot of people wanted her to come to the house down and paint clouds.
Or there may be an opportunity at the Texas Western to paint clouds. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, really, Bob, what's the guy's name? The happy little cloud guy. She was good with it, but she started off with the Bob Ross method. Anyway, she uses a sponge, and if you want some pictures of them, I got some pictures I can show you. They look like real clouds, and it's just a phenomenal job. She's a very talented lady. Anyway.
And I still like him, so you know.
Well, that's my bridge.
Cool. All right.
353. Well done.
Well done. Well done. Are you going to leave that up here for people to take a look at?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I just didn't believe it.
That's fine. Set it over there. It's good.
Nice job.
Very well. All right. Anybody else for show and tell? Anybody else for show and tell? I'll mention a couple of things on show and tell real quick. Yeah, start the timer. 4 minutes on the timer. It's not going to take near that long. This past week, in an effort to try to get my my layout up to standard.
Just checking online.
Just going in. Okay. 4 or 3 the last time I saw it. By the way, Don Hummel's asking for the link for the Zoom call. He didn't get it. If you can send it to Don Hummel. Okay. All right. So I get 15 seconds for doing that. Last weekend, my wife was out of town, so I was unsupervised. Yeah, it was a trouble thing. Yeah. And so on Friday, Trapper and Mr. Crumpton came over and we worked on lighting on some buildings on my layout to get some more buildings that lit and plugged into the layout. And then Cole came over and actually spent the weekend, Friday night and Saturday night. We stayed up until 2 a.m. on Friday night, Saturday morning, working on the layout, and 4:30 in the morning on Sunday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning, working on the layout, installing, and then we're back at it at 10 a.m. on Sunday morning, all day Sunday until 5 in the afternoon. And Joe Lysing came over on Sunday and helped as well. So I want to thank all those folks. We're putting curved corners. For those of you who are familiar with my layout, in the alcove part, we've added masonite in there to make the corners curved. I've been working this week on doing the taping and bedding and floating it out so that the seams are negligible. And then we'll be painting it blue like the rest of the room. So it's going to really change the whole look and feel of the layout. But hopefully mine's going to be ready for that photo shoot in September. So that's where it is. All right. Anybody else for show and tell? How much was that?
$215.
See there? What are you clodding for, Lysing? Jeez. Does anybody else have any announcements? Anything they want to talk about? Anything that new business, old business, anything like that? Nobody? Yes, sir. Daryl.
Just, we've been around this area of town for 26 years as a club. We've not ever had cars broken into except for about 3 weeks ago. So if
Okay.
you're parked out here, the police are aware, they're supposed to come by, but the police are aware. Don't leave anything of value laying in your front seat or anything to entice people to break into your vehicle, okay?
Yeah,
Just be aware, lock your car up, please. That, I mean, 26 years we've had it happen one time.
yeah.
So, you know, but just be aware.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Also, I reached out to the city leadership and the police department. They were supposed to have a squad car parked in our parking lot today and on all Saturdays when we're having our meeting, just as a deterrent. But apparently they forgot or didn't get the message for today. So we will circle back on that and see if we can get that cycle started one more time. Mike, what's our number for the day total?
Check. I'll tell you in a minute.
Trapper, what's our number for the day total?
38.
With Mike Ross?
Yeah, that's the,
And plus, so we got 40 total with the Zoomers? Okay, cool. All right. 45 over the last 6 months. Thanks, Mike. That's pretty good, guys. It's a far cry from where we used to be, isn't it? All right. Sounds great. All right. Anybody else got anything else? Well, Trapper, where's David Grind? Where'd Mr. Grind go? He's cooking already. All right, guys. Well, I guess there's only one thing left to say. Let's eat.